Mm-hmm.
You just wait and see. Fucking sissy. Simple weather.
Hmm? One more time. Why did you kill Pegast?
I didn't kill her. How often do I have to tell you that?
The prophetess found a bottle of cap dust near her body. How do you explain that?
Well, maybe there are thousands of dust addicts in the city, and not just me. Damn it. Yes, I gave Korek the locations of our outposts, but I had nothing to do with the death of that woman.
Then at least tell us who else Korek bought. Who hired the mercenaries in Old Rashengrad?
I don't know. And even if I did, I wouldn't tell you. And do you know why? Because this war is madness, Tealor. It is madness. It is unnecessary. And you are too fucking blind to see it.
The Grand Master and the Truchessa do not want to be disturbed. I'm
Which
sorry,
of us
sister,
is responsible for the deaths
good
of
work in the
hundreds
heart,
and
really.
hundreds of people?
Let's stick to the point. Accusations lead us nowhere.
A word of wisdom from your mouth, Natara. Bravo.
Pity that your wisdom doesn't go beyond words. Weren't you always the most determined of the three of us? For 3 decades you led this country, and you never showed any weakness.
But no. As soon as the grand, presumed dead Tealor Ranthiel returns, all you do is bow and scrape. Why, Natara? Have you too come to believe that pile of scrap metal out there can save us? Whatever that's supposed to look like. Or do you do it because Tealor warmed your bed back in the day?
You are only making it worse.
Oh, am I? You are so bloody blind. Blind and stupid. Both of you. Don't you realize how much of a fool this Korek really is? His only condition for peace was that we would stop rebuilding some ancient machine. What would that have cost us? Nothing. But no, Tealor. To you, this fantasy of cycles and high ones is more important. More important than anything else. Damn it, even your own people.
Fantasy. So you still believe that the threat is not real? After all that has happened?
I don't know. I'm a warrior, not a sage. But even if it is real, what I do know is that we can only lose this war, and that we will dig more graves with each day we wage it. Up here we are safe, yes, but what about the villages, the farmers? Don't get me wrong, Tealor. I know what I did. But sometimes a quick cut is better than bleeding out slowly. Korek would have conquered the city. We would have surrendered. And maybe he would have even shown mercy. But it's too late for that now.
No. You didn't do this for our country or our people. You did it because you wanted to save your own skin. Nothing more and nothing less. And yes, Jarek, maybe you are right. Maybe we can't win this war. But that doesn't mean I will surrender. Because I have something that you don't. Principles. You don't have any. You have nothing but your bottle of booze and your bloody dust. You are a hollow man without talent. And the only reason you are here and not in the alleys of the Undercity is your bloodline. And now people are dead, all because of your cowardice. Do not think I will ignore that for old time's sake. I will count to 3. Who else has Korek bought? 1,
Now aren't you a tough guy, Tealor?
Two.
What I did was right. One day you'll realize this too, and then you will be ashamed for you just...
Three.
Tealor.
We are done here.
The Grand Master and the Truchessa do not want to be disturbed. I'm sorry, sister, but good work in the harbor, really.
Thou art my light, my glimmer at the horizon.
Beautiful and proud, the ruler of the Undercity, Vatira was her name.
Yes.
She was feared
Yes, that just might work.
beggars, thieves, and murderers were fought
Yes, it makes sense.
as mistress of the castaways. She was worshipped and
Now look who's here. So, my child, I know you still didn't find it. You think you know what you're doing. But the truth is, you're still wandering through the mist, just like all the others. Yes, that is what you believe. You know, it would be so easy to see the truth, to feel it, if you, for all your heroism, had not forgotten one thing. To listen. Come, let me show you what I mean. There we go. Sit down and let us listen to the silence. Okay, fine. I get it. You know you have sinned, and that's why you're lying. But look, honey, I'm your husband, and I deserve the truth. Lying is a sin. You know that as well as I do. And you also know the position this puts me in.
What else do you want me to say? It's ours! Yours!
Mine? You make me unhappy. You know that. You make me very, very unhappy. Next time it's going to hurt. Whose child is it? Oh, Lord, is this what I get for my piety? All these years I sacrificed myself for this family. I toiled, I buried my dreams, and all of it, because I wanted them to be happy. And now my own witch betrays me and carries another one's fruit in her belly. But no, as if that weren't enough, she denies me the truth. Me, her own husband. Just what am I supposed to do now, Lord? I beg you, tell me. What shall I do? Yes, of course, Lord. You are right. How could I be so blind? The Creator has spoken to me, honey. A child born of sin is tainted. And this is why we will drown it. Yes, that's what we'll do. As soon as it's out, we'll put it in the trough.
You're a monster. You're a goddamned monster.
I beg your pardon.
No,
I think you just said something that would have made me really unhappy. But unfortunately, I didn't hear you loudly enough. So please, be so kind as to say it again. What? I can't hear you, darling. I can't hear you! So tell me, my child, how does it feel to be powerless? How does it feel having to watch and not being able to do anything? No, but now you can, can't you? But there's no more time, silly. I have to go now, forever. It's been so long since I last ate, and I'm craving a slice of meat. Bloody, crisp meat. Goodbye.
By the wise hermit, what's the matter with you? Hey, come on, wake up! What? But we will. You found the black stones, and we'll use them, no matter how hard this Korak tries to stop us. But first of all, you should calm down a little. No offense, but you look like shit. Shock of shocks, because I heard you screaming. Plus, look, about that talk we had in Silver Clouds, that was a pretty disgraceful performance on my part. It's just that the past few moons were a lot for me to deal with. Let's put it that way. And what happened to Adela, it was the last straw. I guess what I'm trying to say is, sorry. I said a lot of bullshit down there, which you didn't deserve. What? No, of course not. Please, just let's not make this more awkward than it already is, okay? What? After all that, you ask me how I am.
Just can't bloody believe it.
You never stop surprising me, I'll give you that. But, how am I? Honestly, I don't think I've realized, let alone processed, what happened to Adela. I just try to keep going, I guess. There'll be plenty of time for self-reproach after we've lit this machine out there. No matter how big my part was in what Adela became, the High Ones used her depression to trick her into doing what she did. And they'll pay for that. But, be that as it may, Shalrim and the Archmagister asked for you. It's about this Numinos thing. Best you go see them as soon as possible. No, in the Chronicum. And one more thing before you leave. Kalia, the sad-looking girl. How do you feel about her? Just curious. Thanks for being honest with me. We'll catch up later, okay? Take care.
Huh.
Sounds to me as if we'd risk a lot for just a ghost of a chance. I'm not sure if this is wise.
No chance is better than two. That's how the saying goes. You should talk to the Grandmaster. He called for you.
Did he now? How nice. Then I suppose I'll answer the holy call of duty. Lord bless it, Archmagister. Ah, Prophetess. If you have a moment, I'd like to talk. Just come upstairs when you find the time.
There you are. Have you recovered? Well, I suppose as good as can be expected under our circumstances. The Truchessa sent half our Arcanists to reinforce the gate sigil, which makes working on the beacon harder, of course. Furthermore, the nightmares have become worse, and more reports of the Red Madness are coming in. It's tragic. Truly tragic. Yes, citizens are disappearing from the city, and our outposts are finding them in the wilderness, starving and delirious. And even worse, they are extremely violent. Take care if you're on the road. Oh yes, without any doubt. The war has made things far worse. It's almost as if the High Ones draw strength from the chaos. Or maybe it's a sign that the cleansing is approaching. I don't know. Well, let's say we have a lead to a place where we could find a lead. But let me start at the beginning. While you were sleeping, someone tried to break into the storehouse of the garrison. A starling named Kamai. Well, brace yourself. He said he was looking for Shadow Steel, because he's been working on a starship for 2 decades now. He wants to use it to find the forgotten homeland of his people. Yes. Doesn't it ring a bell? The Star People believe that their ancestors were born in a forgotten place among the stars. A place without war or hunger, where everyone lives in perfect harmony. All the technology, all the machines that we owe to them were invented to help them get back to this place. A very nostalgic idea. It really is, but unfortunately, a lot of Star People have died in that quest. Their starships have crashed, or they simply disappeared. Up until now, no one has ever found the Star City. Kumai, however, claims that he can do it. Well, bear with me. At first, of course, we all considered him insane. He was begging and pleading and insisting that he was just an inch from finishing his ship, and that it really could get him to the Star City. Well, unlike the others, the Grandmaster listened to him, and he ordered the scouts in Duneville to look for the cave where he claimed his workshop was. And you won't believe it, but they found out 2 things. First of all, the ship really does exist. And secondly, he says he used ancient Starling plans to construct the ship, which were handed down for generations in Anku, the Starling city on Nerin. We had a look at them. They look very similar to the plans we used to construct the beacon. Well, either that, or the ones who created the beacon also helped the Ancient Fathers build the Star City. There's no way to know for sure, but either way, what it does mean is that the Ancient Fathers must have known about the cycle, and therefore about the High Ones and the cleansing. Well, let's put it this way. If anybody knows, it's them, and it's definitely the best lead we have found so far. So, in other words, what that means is that we need to help this Kamai finish his ship, and that we will accompany him on his journey to the Star City. Just imagine if it works. A city in the stars that has lasted for millennia. It's unbelievable, truly unbelievable. You make it sound so easy. But in a nutshell, yes. That's what we need to do. First, you should visit Kamai's workshop in the Powder Desert. The Grand Master and some Arcanists have already left. And, needless to say, be vigilant when outside the city. The Neramis might not be careless enough to have their camp right in front of the gates, but they have established outposts all over Enderal, as you have undoubtedly already noticed. You are familiar with teleport magic, aren't you? Here, take this scroll. It will transport you directly to the Powder Desert. I need to get back to my studies now. The more we learn about the beacon, the more fascinating it becomes.
Yes. Yes, that just might work.
Huh?
Yes?
Let's hope he knows what he's doing.
There you are.
It just doesn't make any sense. Why can't it ever be easy?
Lashari brought that map from... Looks confusing, doesn't it? She said it contains more knowledge about the Paraians than all the tomes in the Sun Temple's library put together. And now she's gone. Just like Constantine. It still feels... surreal. Well, let us say that I have been thinking a lot about the decisions we make in life and where they lead us. But let's not talk about that now. I did, yes, because I require your help in a personal matter. There hasn't been a good time since the Red Madness broke out. And believe me, I wouldn't bother you with this if it weren't important. Hard to explain. Come. Fair enough. Where do I start? Imagine the following scenario. You're in an old fortress. Suddenly a door opens and a bandit charges in. Before you even realize what is happening, he raises his bow, nocks an arrow, and fires it straight at your throat. What happens next? That is one possibility, yes. It might be the one you would experience. The truth, however, is a bit more complex than that. Reality branches off into millions of new realities. One in which the bandit kills you, one in which he gets hit by a falling piece of rubble from the ceiling, one in which a tunnel spider jumps out from the shadows and kills him. The possibilities are endless. Everything that can happen will happen, and creates a new eventuality in the process, another reality. In a million others, yes. There might even be one where a magical anomaly suddenly transforms the bandit into a Mirad. Everything that can happen, will happen. This is the nature of our universe. I'm getting there. I assume you know that this mechanism is also the reason for the An Arcanist is able to transport eventualities from one reality into another, and thus perform feats considered supernatural. So far, so good. But what if there were a way to not only bring elements of other eventualities into ours, but to travel these other realities physically? I am indeed. Well, this is where it gets exciting, isn't it? With the Planeswalker. Come, let us sit. Have you ever heard of the name Dalmaric? That's the one. What hardly anyone knows, however, is that Dalmaric's experiments reached far beyond the Sunwheel. Among other things, he worked on a device called the Planeswalker, a combination of Endralian mentalism and Paraian technology. Temporarily, yes. Sadly, Dalmaric never had the chance to finish it, since he was too busy blowing up Thalgard. Lashari? No. Even if we were to find a reality where she didn't die, we couldn't bring her back. Suffice it to say that there is something I need to see. Something I want to see. To be honest, it wasn't my intention to drag someone else into this. But there's no other choice, so here we are. We could, but not that much. Other than what I'm planning to use the Planeswalker for, we lack a concrete plan for using it against the cycle. The only thing we could do with it is use it to blindly glimpse into other realities, and hope that we can gain information in the few moments we have there. And for reasons I will elaborate on later, traveling into other realities is quite dangerous. In other words, it's not worth the risk. No, Prophetess. Our fight against the High Ones is one we'll have to fight in this world. There's no way around that. We should, yes. But let me reassure you that this endeavor won't take up too much of our time. And as I've already said, I would not bother you with this if it weren't important. Indeed. It would mean a lot to me, if that's worth anything to you. Apart from doing a good deed, and the chance to do something Arcanists have been dreaming of for millennia, rest assured I will properly reward you. Well, first of all, we need to acquire 2 materials I wasn't able to find here in Ark. The ether crystal, and a special kind of alloy. According to my research, Dalmaric's old laboratory in Thalgard would be a good place to start our search. Yes, I'll tell you more about it later. You mean Jakil and Mjorl? Yes, they could. But their magical talents aren't anywhere near powerful enough to help with the activation ritual. Also, Sun knows why. I can't help but feel a certain amount of trust towards you. Right in the middle of Thalgard's contaminated areas, so it will be dangerous. You have a map, don't you? Here. That's where we should find the entrance. I have some preparations to make first, so let us meet there shortly. Ah, and one more thing. I would appreciate it if we could keep this matter between you and I for now. I know I've said it before, but this mission is personal, and I'd rather not have to justify it to Aranthiel. Firstly, because it's a personal matter. Secondly, it's too much of a risk as long as Khalim and his helper are still sauntering about. The less people know of this mission, the better. Oh, that's complicated. We'll talk about it once we get there. We will. I will meet you in Thalgard.
The light fades away. At the end of the day, the
A machine that can banish these high ones.
Yes?
Mysteries of this world are endless, aren't they?
Tattoo? Oh, of course, you mean my... I've had that for as long as I can remember. And I don't have the slightest idea as to how I got it. No, it isn't. It's just there, that's all. It does. You're the first to tell me that. But thanks, I guess. Yes, I know. Maybe it was Del Galar when he, you know, treated me. But I fear I'll never find out now. Satira? Yes, it is. Master Tyrus, my foster father. He was half Kyranian, as you might have... Tattoo? Oh, of course, you mean my mark.
Prophetess.
Yes.
Yes?
That's just how it is.
Potatoes, garlic.
Madame? Walk blessed, friend. Sure, where to? Good evening.
Finally, some fun.